State less than a month ago. Do you expect any major changes in that short period of time? What they tried to do against you last time?
Well, they're a better team than they were when we played them early in the ACC season. Their transition games improved. They're shooting the ball better. Their big guys are really getting accustomed to their offensive system that gives them a lot of opportunities to score, and they're defending better. So they haven't changed in terms of maybe what they do. They're just doing it a lot better than they were at that particular point.
Of course, in that game, you shot the ball well. You rebounded the ball well also.
Well, I thought our effort all the way through was good. And it's amazing when you play that hard and you rebound that well and you're focused in, how much better you shoot the ball. And so, at times, especially with this team, our shooting is going to come and go. So we need to make sure that we have a foundation and we stick to the things that we should be able to do every night.
Of course, two of the better shooters in that game were Mufon, Glenn, and they were off a little last game, so maybe expect some magic back again.
Well, we have 2 good days of practice. In terms of preparation, we had a short and pretty good one yesterday with a lot of shots up. So hopefully we'll when you work good offense and you move the ball, you end up getting some quality shots and you have to be able to knock those down.
Coach, how much difference is there between Mufon and the way he's playing now versus the way he played in that game? He scored a lot that game, but he's doing some things better now. Some of the things a point guard needs to do better than now. Last game might have been a reflection of that. But I mean, in what areas has he made most?
Well, I thought the biggest thing with him in the last game was the fact that he wasn't making his shots didn't affect other aspects of the game.
Right.
And that's a step in the right direction in terms of maturity. Sometimes when he's making shots and scoring the ball, other aspects are going well also. And he can't do that. At that position, with the amount of minutes that he plays, there has to be a consistency in some of those other areas, irregardless if he's making shots. Now, the one thing is, out of the shots that he missed, I thought almost all of them were high-quality shots. So, we need him to score the ball when the opportunity presents itself. What he has done is just he's become better at making some decisions. Sometimes when we face teams that put on extreme pressure, it has to have everybody raise their game in terms of being able to handle that. And more times than not, it's pinpointed on the point guard, but a lot of times it's not just him.
Another difference from that game to this game, I believe last time Julian only got about 11 minutes, and of course last game he had about 20, so that'll be another difference you see.
Yeah, you take away that game, over the last few he's averaging 20 plus a game in terms of minutes, and he's a different player than he was back then. At that particular point, he's really struggled to guard their post players, Leslie and Howell. And we got good minutes off the bench from Nate in that game. So it's important that both those guys give us a big lift in this one.
And of course, before that game, you talked about controlling Brown, and you did a reasonably good job of keeping him under control in that game.
Yeah, and he's been playing great again. I said before it's all said and done, he would be one of the premier guards in the country, I believe. He had a stretch there of 3 or 4 games where he turned the ball over a little more than I think Coach Godfrey would like. But he's dangerous in the open court, and when he's making shots and creating plays for other people, he's really good. We got to do a great job of containing him. We got to do a great job of keeping him in front of us. Some of that occurs on ball screens, and a lot of that occurs in the open court.
You mentioned Mufon and Julian. Looking back at that NC State game, could you tell that maybe in some smaller ways that you guys are getting better? Maybe.
Well, it's funny. I watched the game twice, just in the last couple of days. We're a much better team than we were in that particular game.
Right.
We do a lot of things much better. Sometimes that's kind of glossed over by the fact that we made some shots, but we actually are creating some better looks than we got in that game, and we're much better defensively, and so that was good to see that even though that was a good game for us, that we're a much better team.